So this is JavaScript. So we're going to learn everything about functions. We have to make sure that we understand functions 100%. So create a new document, script type text JavaScript. We're going to name our document functions.javascript. So language JavaScript. Okay. So let's see. Functions then. Functions, they do not do anything until we call them. Right? I'm going to create a function. Say hello. So functions, they start by declaring the name of the function. So we say function, name of the function, open close parentheses, open close curly brackets. Right? And a function can do several things, anything we want. And basically we'll also return anything we want. For example, this one will return hello world. Actually, I'm going to name my function return hello world, okay? Return hello world. I'm going to create another function. And that function will be named alert hello world. Alert hello. That function will actually alert hello world. I'm going to have another function called print hello world. Print hello. And this one will actually say document dot write hello world. A fourth function, sorry, function insert hello. And insert hello will require one parameter. Will require the element in which I want to insert hello world. So it will require an element. An element, let's say an element ID. Okay. Therefore, I need document dot get element by ID. Dot inner HTML equals hello world. So here I have 4 different functions that pretty much do the same in different ways, different approaches, right? Hello world, in the first case, the function, when we call it, will return it. Once we get that value back, we need to do something with it, okay? The second one will just immediately alert on the screen, hello world. The third one will write, wherever we call the function, in that place it will write hello world. And the fourth one is going to look for an element and insert inside that element hello world. Now, you might ask yourself, which is the right way of doing this? Well, there's no right way or wrong way. There is all these options. You can choose whatever you want in the specific uh, um, the specific problem that you're facing. Whatever you need to solve, whatever solution you find, right? In that moment, you will decide what you want to do. So let's see. Coming back to my index and run this in Firefox. Nothing happens, right? Functions, they do not do anything until we call them. And the way to call a function is by simply writing it down, right? Now, if I am already inside JavaScript, I can just type the name of the function, return. Well, I'm going to start by alert hello, open close parenthesis, and this will automatically execute my function. Since the file functions JavaScript is being called at line 6 on my HTML file, that is where alert hello will happen, at line 6. Hello world. So I'm calling my function, okay? I cannot call a function on HTML just by writing it down. This doesn't work. This will just show in HTML hello world. Alert hello, sorry. Yeah? In order to execute a function in HTML, then I need to put it inside script tags. Script type text JavaScript. Any JavaScript we want to execute has to be between script tags. Then we have hello world. Okay, now return. Return is one of the most used end of statements of a function. Most of the functions will return something. Okay, not all of them. It depends on the programmer, whatever the programmer is trying to achieve. But a lot of functions will return something. And basically return is like assigning a value. For example, if I say variable x equals to hello world, okay, actually hello world as a string is returning to x hello world, okay. X now is equal to the string hello world. Okay, so hello world is being returned, is sending that value to x. On the other hand, if I have 15 times 10, 15 times 10 is returning a value, which is 150. Therefore, x will be equal to 150. Well, that is a return statement. So if I have my function now, return hello, and I just call the function return hello, I do not see anything on the screen, because return hello is just returning that value, but it's not printing it, it's not alerting it, it's not doing anything. It will just return it, right? So maybe, for example, I can have a variable, let's say a variable x equals return hello. Then alert x. I'm just doing some coding here, some random coding. So x will get the value from return from the function return hello. Return hello actually returns hello world. X is equal to hello world, and I will alert hello world. You do not want to alert, you want to write on the screen. Okay, perfect. Document dot write x. Now that is going to show in the screen hello world. Now, I do not have to save it into a variable. I can just straight take return hello, put it inside document write, right? So I'm going to write whatever return hello returns, which is hello world. Same thing, same result. Okay? So whenever a function returns a value, we have to do something with that value. Just by writing it down, if it's returning true, false, hello world, anything it returns, we have to do something with it. If I just write it down, nothing will happen. Okay? So I'm going to write all the functions here. Alert hello world. Print hello world. Okay, and now insert hello world requires a parameter. We're gonna wait for that one. Let's start with these three: return, alert, and print. So return returned already. That one is done. Didn't do anything. Hello world is the alert. Hello is the alert we have here, and then right after we're going to see print hello. So once the alert is done, it's going to print hello in the background. Hello world. Okay? Don't get confused. I have said several times, do not use document.write inside an external file. In this case here, is actually writing whenever I call the function. I am calling the function on line 13. So here is where it's going to write, document.write. It's not going to write inside the function's JavaScript. If I take print hello and I put it inside my JavaScript file, then that's a problem. Because I am asking it to write inside functions.javascript at line 19. And I'm not supposed to write any HTML there. So it's actually going to write print hello back to line 6. At this point, it's going to write print hello. You see, and I have it twice, but actually Firefox is trying to fix it, but that's completely wrong. At line, you see, at line, I don't see the lines here. Anyway, this is line 6. At line 6, that's what I'm printing hello. Firefox is trying to fix it, and it is inserting that hello world inside the body. But this was actually written inside the head. That is wrong. Okay? So make sure that whenever you call a function that has document.write, that function is called inside the body. Whenever you use document.write, use that inside the body. Okay? Let's go for the one with the parameter. Insert hello element ID. Okay. So the function insert hello requires a parameter. We have to send that parameter. Then the function will find the element according to that ID and will insert inside that element hello world. So I'm going to start by creating the element. For example, division with ID result. Then insert hello in which ID? In ID result. So the ID will be result. So insert hello again requires a parameter which is an element ID. I am parsing that element ID. Result is the ID of my division, and then the function will find it and insert here hello world. Nope, it didn't. Oh yeah. So Remember that I was telling you that things are executed line by line. I am executing in line 14, insert hello. I am sending the ID result. So in line 14, I am executing my function, insert hello, which says document get element by ID result. Now, in line 14, division result is not loaded yet. So I will need to call that function after the element is loaded. Then at this point, at line 22, the ID result is already loaded in the DOM, document object model, and I can now interact with it. So there you go. Hello world, hello world. If I inspect this element inside the division result, there is hello world, right? So it inserted inside the result hello world. Okay. So here we have, then again, we have 4 different functions, very basic functions. One of them returns a value, another one just alerts, writes, and inserts inside an element. I could have functions that actually just, for example, function change value, whatever. And let's say that I have a global variable somewhere. My value equals true. Then change value will just change my value to false. Okay? I'm going to call change value here. Change value will not print, will not return. It will just change the value of my variable, right? Meaning a function can do anything you want. It doesn't have to give back a result immediately. Why would you want to change the value? I don't know. For some reason during your code you need a function that will have to validate something, and if it found an error, change a value on the global variables that you will require later, right? So a function doesn't have to return all the time, doesn't have to show something on the screen. Okay? So there you go. Change value, line 14. And it's the same result, nothing is happening. But internally, I change the value of my value from true to false. And I can show it by adding a little line, for example, console.log. I'm going to add my value. Right? Console.log can help us print in the log things that happen in the background that we don't see, right? So I'm going to print what's happening with my value. Let's see what happened. So I go back here, I execute it. When I see the log, it changed to false. It was initialized to true. I changed it to false, and actually when I wrote inside the log my value, it says false, so it worked. Okay, so now the idea here is to know what can I do with a function and what for. Well, it's up to you. You have all the necessary tools to program anything you want. Okay. So remember, you can call a function just by creating the function. It will not do anything until you call it. You can call it just inside the JavaScript just by writing the function there. I am calling change value. Inside the HTML, by writing it between scripts, you can call the value. Or elements, for example, the division, I can say on click to this division, call a function. Alert hello. Right? That's another way of calling functions. On click. So when I click on the division, it will alert hello. That's another way of calling a function. So now, refresh. I know that this second one is my division. When I click on it, hello world. Right? In the case, for example, of insert hello, I needed to wait for the division with ID result to be loaded, right? Instead of coming all the way down here and writing insert hello, then I could go into my functions, create another function called window.onload, which means when the window is completely loaded, right, and inside of it I can call the function insert hello. Insert hello with the ID result. So this function here will wait for the whole document to load and will then execute insert hello, which is equivalent. This is equivalent to having at the bottom of the page, right, the script that I had before. Insert hello is the same thing. Instead, I have to wait for the whole document to load and then execute insert hello. Instead of that, straight from the functions, I say wait for the document to load and execute insert hello. And it still works. Okay. So next we're going to see how to use how to use a function to come up to help us solve certain problems using different parameters, with or without parameters. Do we need parameters or not? Right? Do we need to return or not? Do we need it to change a value? Okay? So try to make those kind of decisions when creating functions.